Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, Rachel Reeves is now under a bit more pressure because of, let's call it, statements that were not entirely true. At least one of them's got to be a lie because she's contradicting herself now. And this is all about her illegal house rental. But two of her statements that relate to the licensing, the illegal house rental licensing, that were released within a day. One day, one the very next day. They're contradictory, and that means that she's going to have questions to answer, and that there is undoubtedly something wrong, and something that will be found wrong. This could be pretty bad for her. Now, one of the things that's happened. Well, first of all, let's get beside that. Starmer was like, oh, I've got total faith in her, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's a very bad thing to do because you're saying that without any investigation, without anyone looking into any depth. And it turns out that he perhaps shouldn't have had so much faith in her. She said on the 29th of October, regrettably, we were not aware that a licence was necessary, so we did not obtain the licence before letting the property out. That's now been shown to be, and I'm going to use the technical term, bullshit, because two sets of landlords actually have the receipts where they told them that they needed the licence before they let it out. And one of these is Knight Frank, who's one of the biggest sort of agencies like this in Britain. And so there's no way that would have gone through and been, skipped or lost in translation or anything. They are professional. They're big. We used to use them. The following day, on the 30th, she said, today the letting agency and my husband have found correspondence confirming that on the 17th of July 2024, the letting agent said to my husband that a selective licence would be required and agreed that the agency would apply for the licence on our behalf. Now, again, on your behalf, it's behoven on you to ensure it's done. It is a matter of the landlord, not the agent. And as I say, both sets of agents have told you this. And I love the way she's trying to put, and my husband passing the buck, blaming her spouse. And yet, again, they said, well, no, we sent it to you as well. And they've got the receipt showing the email that went to her as well. So it's not my husband, it's me and my husband. The lies keep racking up, don't they? Now, if you are one like me, a tinfoil wearing conspiracy theorist, you might remember back in time that others have had to resign when making lies, despite trying to pass off on this and go, oh, well, I didn't know, or, oh, well, I took advice. Thinking of you, Angela Rayner. Doesn't matter what advice it is, it's ultimately the person responsible. And then other people have said, oh, well, I didn't talk to the person there, or, oh, I was unaware of this, and so forth. Ignorance is no defence of the law. But now you've got two statements put out by the same woman within 24 hours. One of them's got to be a lie, and I think it's the first one. But I think the second one is only a half-truth. Now, there is clear precedent for ministers lying in statements being a breach of ministerial code. And they're having to go. Starmer also said that lawbreakers cannot be lawmakers. And if she gets a fine, that's a criminal conviction. She's a lawbreaker. According to Starmer's own rules, she has to go. Starmer says he's not reopening the investigation. So Reeves is about to get off scot-free, even though she will be a convicted criminal. And that's because he's too weak, he's too spineless, he hasn't got the balls. He's a dick. But, remember when he promised before the election he was going to restore standards in public life? It seems that it only applies to other people, not to his party, where no matter how often you break the law, you can still stay on if your name's Rachel Reeves, because it will look bad for Starmer if she goes. No. It looks bad for Starmer if she stays. Thanks very much. Bye.